Hey guys, well, this is it. This is part 3. I'm over here with a little bit of acetone, just trying to get all the last minute garbage off of this thing here so I don't have any issues with any bonding. But I think I about got it. It's pretty clean. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and attach these pieces today and see if I can, oh wow, if I can close that. Oh, that's that file thing on my finger. Anyway, let me show you the inside of this. There we go. I hope you can kind of see inside there. I hope. Can't really tell. Anyway, that's kind of what she looks like. That's the top of it right there. You can see where I opened it up all the way around and polished it. I'm going to wait till it goes back together before I polish it anymore. It just seems kind of weird to me to not have to put flux on it or anything, and it's just going to work. That's just bizarre. I don't know how to describe it in my little mind, but for some reason I'm just thinking that it's only 53. You're never going to believe this. I can't get it hot enough with just this. And I'm out of the oxygen from my other setup. So I have the barbecue going on the bottom, and I have this on the top, and it seemed to be melting it. It's going to be a lot of cleanup, it seems, depending on how much this stuff sticks to it. I think this might work. It's going to be a lot of cleanup though. That's working out really well. Well, I'll turn this off here and okay, it is still going. I thought it shut off. Anyway, I'll turn this off, let it cool down and set up a bit. Flip it over and do the top and go for another few hours cleanup, it looks like. Well, I've got it flipped over now. $362 so far. Another mental note to self and to you guys, this stuff is harder than the aluminum. It's an aluminum zinc alloy. I've been at this for a long, long time. Did I tell you this is a lot of work? I spent a lot of time sanding this alloy. I don't have anything that'll reach in here and grind this the stuff out that's inside the little recesses. So either note to self, next one I make doesn't have the recess, because the rest of it didn't turn out really that bad. Inside, front side. So like I say, we're going to put it on and we're going to run it, but I'm telling you, the mental note to myself that I was kind of getting at earlier, don't put on any more of this stuff. You saw how I gobbed it on there. I figured, it's going to file off of there. It's aluminum. Didn't work that way. If you guys are going to do anything with that stuff, don't put on any more than what you really need. It does have a slightly different sheen to it, or a different color to it. I don't know if you can see it in there. You can see the voids inside there. I don't want to get much closer. You'll think you're on the moon. No, it's not that bad. I'm going to take a Dremel. I'm going to go over to my local hardware store and pick up a couple ends for my Dremel and dress this up in here a little bit on all four of these. But otherwise, I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. I mean, for, oh my goodness, the way I do things sometimes. I'm sorry the camera kept shutting off, by the way. I couldn't help that. I really did. I've used a combination of these balls on here. I started out with some 80 grit resin paper. There's more of it there, but I used the 80 grit. I used a series of Scotch Brights on it. There's another wheel that I was using on it. So it's got one little ding right up in there, and another one where I picked it up, and even with my gloves it was a little too warm for me. But all in all, I think it's going to turn out pretty decent. I'll just do a little bit more cosmetic work on it between now and when you see it next time. No, we're not going to break it off now. We're gonna put it on there and get it running, but I'm just going to hang it up for this evening. I've been out here for a long time sanding on this. You know, it's kind of funny that the Map Pro, Map Gas, well, whatever you want to call it, I guess it wouldn't hate that piece of aluminum to 700 and some change. I ran out of the red tank, the oxygen. I have another little setup over there that takes the oxy, and I ran out of that, so the only other resort I had is to heat it up on the barbecue. I tried heating it up in the house, and we have the microwave above the range, and the handle on the microwave got pretty darn warm, so I took my stuff outside before my wife found out. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and dress this up just a little bit more. I don't mean to put these in front. Okay, that way you can see it, because I wasn't really trying to hide it. I really wasn't. I'm actually, I don't know, I'm kind of pleased with the way everything went together. Well, I had a couple ideas. One was to have something like this threaded in with the tube in it soldered. You'll see how I was going to do that. A little bit of it. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. It got kind of beat up. But I had these tubes in here and I couldn't get them to stick. So instead of getting those down my intake and having a bad day, I came up with this. It's a simple 90. This tube is solidly soldered in. It's a little bit bigger. I think it's an 1/8 inch OD. And this is going to go into the intake riser on one of the flats where the corner used to be. And it's going to extend about halfway, and I'm going to put a 90 on it, and then I'm going to trim it off. And then where this protrudes, where to go. So this piece here that I already have the ferrule on is going to screw onto this. It kind of side here. I think it's going to go in on this side down here on the flat. There we go. Come across. Okay, but it'll be over here. It'll come across here like this. I'll put a bend in it, and then I'll put a little bracket with a loop in it that this tube will be supported by on the bottom. So it'll sit right about like that, and then I can plug my oiler into this. I figure by coming in off of one of the corners and going to the middle and just bending it down as a 90, that's going to give me plenty of oil. It's going to disperse it right in the center. I don't have to put some hokey setup on it. And I will tell you that I messed this up the first time because I put this cotter key in there, brass cotter key, when I stuck it in here so I wouldn't run this tube all the way down and block it off. So what do? I solder everything to the cotter key. Then I heat it up to get the cotter key out. Now I was in there downloading, then I came out here and I couldn't sit still. I know, it's an OCD thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and open up the vise here and get this situated, and I'll bring you back and we'll drill and tap a hole in here. Well, this here is pretty slick. I've got my stop in here, and it just so happens the rod fits through two of these. So I took my handy dandy level, set it on my table, set it on the flat here, and got everything square since I already have a center punch where I'm going to drill my hole. So that worked out really well, but I've only got 2 more inches to take my table down here. This is like where it's going to go through the flat here. And I did try it, and I do have the correct drill bit. So, but that's what it's going to do. It's going to protrude into the riser, and I'll figure out, I'll put it in there and I'll figure out how long I need it, and I'll just trim it off accordingly and bend to 90. But I think I already said that. So. I think we got it. Let's go ahead. Oh, I gotta fire up my 3-phase. I keep forgetting that. That's better. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that my handle falls off while it was in my hand, anyway, my son got me these. Yeah, Postal Service dinged them up. My son got me these set of A to Z, so my son, being the wonderful kid that he is, asked me what I wanted for Christmas. So, you know, that's an R, and we're doing this pipe thread here, and this is the one that it calls for according to the chart. So I don't have to worry about getting the wrong size now. So we're going to go ahead and thread this. Thank you, Chris, by the way. So I've got both sets of drill bits now. I don't have any excuse that I'm going to drill the wrong doggone size hole. Actually, I can probably just put this on here. That's pretty cool. I'm using my handle of my Atlas shaper to thread. Inches. Let me mark this. The camera stopped. It wasn't my fault. I don't know where it stopped. I'll have to check it out when I take it in the house. So here's the piece that I came up with. Yeah, it's got a little crick in the bend because I had to try to muscle it with my fingers. So when it sits there and there at an angle, it should point straight down. And if I need to trim it off, well, we'll see what happens here. But anyway, that's where it is. I also had to take about 4 threads off of here so I could spin it around without it hitting the plate on the bottom. And it just barely clears it. I didn't bother to think about the bend in here either and how close I was to the ceiling. There we go. I'll just have to straighten it out. And since this is tapered, I don't think I'm going to lose any vacuum off of it. Where's my little wrench at? Since this is the front here, I need it pointing right down towards this corner down here. I think I can go around again. Are you kidding me? I know you'll go on there. I had you on there. Oh no, I didn't. Ron. Hey, did you guys see that coming? Okay. And then right there. Right there. Nice. Would like to bend that in just a little bit more. Okay. I don't know when the camera shut off. It's doing it again. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to use the drill bit I got in here and put a hole a little bit closer to keep this tucked in. And then inside, I'm going to have to bend it so it's pointing down here. Without kinking it. I just want it to be relatively in the middle. Oh, there we go. I'll file the inside of that hole here, but to give you an idea, I don't know if you can see inside of there, but let me get a flashlight real quick. There we go. There's the tube in the center of it. It's not pointing down exactly 90, but I'll be working with it for just a little bit. I won't bend it up too much. I've got to take off all this garbage here around the inside of the hole and polish that up. I'll do a little bit more sanding on it. I'll drill the hole in the bracket right there where I need it instead of over on the other side, because it looks kind of funny that way. So we'll keep it sucked in with the hole right there, and that'll be for my injection, and we'll be all set up. Let me clean it up, clean my hands up. I have to do a little bit of sanding because I got some nicks I want to remove, and I'll meet you over at the car. Well, she's over here. She's done. As much done as it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on. There's a gasket already on there. I'm going to reuse the old one. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, this is going to be nice. Yeah, I'd say, you know, somebody's been in your toolbox when your wrenches are not in the right order. haven't gotten a chance to go pick up some more fuel line yet, so I'm going to have to just fire it up and run it with what I got here. I've got it all hooked up. Fuel line's on. I think it's pumping gas in here now. Cable bust loose on me when I was up in Roseville at a car show. This idle snapped up so quick it fried the oil pump, and I had to put a new oil pump on it. Handheld. And you know, what I forgot to do? I forgot to plug up that hole for the oil feed down there. See it? But there's so little vacuum leak through it. It's still running, but just a little rough. There's the oiler set up on the other side. That's such a small vacuum draw on the inside, it wouldn't even hurt it if it wasn't plugged up. So I had my finger on it most of the time anyway. But like I say, that's a 390 Holly on here now, and that's going to come off for a 750. I'm sorry, I'm only dreaming. No, a 600. Yeah. Then we'll handle the valve timing issue and we'll have it all set. I think that looks pretty cool where it comes out of there. Well, tell me what you guys think. Well, with that scoop on here, the scoop will be up about here. I put some pictures up there on Instagram and you could see the scoop over the top of the radiator mascot. So that's going to be really nice. But I think I'm going to have to put a notch in the scoop to clear this ridge back here. I'm not going to do any cutting on this. That's the where the seal sits for the hood, even though I'm running no hood. So how can you run a hood on that? You just can't. No leaks, nothing loose. Well, all I have to do is get my throttle cable hooked up, then we can iron out my brakes and the clutch, and then we'll take her for a screaming ride. So, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I've got a few more things that I'd like to make for this. I'll try to get better, not much spitball. It's just going to take a lot of practice. You have to be patient with me. It's going to take a while for me to learn. Sometimes it's like a new day every day I come out here. I think she turned out nice. I'm happy with it. Pardon me, but I think it looks badass. And I'll include a set of string of... Here we go, Ron. I'll include a string of stills at the end. Anyway, please join me next time, Flathead Ron's Garage. Maybe next time when I make one of these, I won't take so long hollowing the thing out, and I won't go through so much agony and heartache. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'm done with my rant. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Be safe in the shop. Nice. Oops, that's badass.